he who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
Hello guys, meet again with Qinima Sports. In the previous episode, we discussed how Muhammad Ali's early life was when he was still named Cassius Clay Junior. Starting from a small child who grew up in an environment full of discrimination and racial prejudice, Clay was a teenager who won the Rome Olympics in 1960 and became a hero for his country until he became a professional boxer. This time we will discuss Clay Jr.'s big bouts until he converted to Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. During this period, Ali also managed to become a 3-time world heavyweight champion with a 56 fight record and has defended the title 19 times. What's the story like? In 1963, after Clay Jr. defeated Henry Cooper from England, Clay Jr. met with manager Sonny Liston to discuss their fight, after Liston won a rematch against Floyd Patterson. At that time, Sonny Liston was the world champion belt holder. Manager Sonny Liston, who wants to take advantage of Clay Jr.'s celebrity, agrees to a fight that earns Clay Jr. $1 million. It was the largest number ever at that time for a heavyweight challenger. The fight with Sonny Liston took place in 1964. Sonny Liston was considered the strongest and most fearsome boxer, while Clay Jr. was the underdog. Clay Jr., who often favors himself as the greatest, rhymes like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee and other famous boasts, finally managed to win the match, after going through 6 grueling rounds. After previously Clay Jr. often met with the chairman of the Nation of Islam in Detroit, and a well-known minister from New York, Malcolm X, Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. shocked the boxing world by announcing that he accepted the teachings of the Nation of Islam and justified himself converting to Islam. It was the morning after his fight with Sonny Liston. Clay Jr. left his name Clay, which is considered a slave name. He announced that he would use the name Cassius X, but on March 6, 1964, the leader of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, gave him a new name, namely Muhammad Ali. Shortly after, Ali found himself in the news in the New York Times regarding his low military test scores. In 1964, Ali's contract with the Louisville Group had 2 years remaining, but was interrupted by his association with the Nation of Islam. This resulted in the WBA refusing his rematch with Sonny Liston and sanctioning his WBA title being revoked. Malcolm X, who previously had differences of opinion with the Nation of Islam, was shot in front of many people in Manhattan in 1965. This incident created rumors that Sonny Liston would be shot by members of the Nation of Islam if he did not relent. Apart from that, the news spread that Malcolm X followers were determined to take revenge by shooting Ali during the fight. Even so, security officers found nothing suspicious during the match. But the result of the match with Sonny Liston 2 on May 25, 1965, was unexpected. 2 minutes after entering the first round, Sonny Liston fell, and Ali won the match via knockout. Sonny Liston would fight for the next 5 years, until January 5, 1971. His wife found Liston dead. Many speculated that a mass had caused it, but a medical examination determined Liston died of a heart attack. Ali dominated heavyweight boxing after that by defeating Floyd Patterson, George Chuvalo, Henry Cooper, Brian London, Cleveland Williams and Zora Foley. In 1966, Muhammad Ali, who previously had low test scores, is now eligible to enter military service. In 1967, Ali received a letter for next month's inauguration, but Ali refused the call to conscription. Ali was later arrested, and the New York State Athletic Commission immediately withdrew his license and stripped him of his heavyweight belt. Almost all other state boxing commissions followed the license revocation until the WBA clinched Ali's title for a second time. The state judge sentenced Ali to 5 years in prison and a fine of $10,000, but Ali was acquitted when the sentence was appealed. Ali's popularity dropped dramatically after that. Even though Ali was free, Ali lost all boxing titles, lost his boxing license, and lost his passport. Then Ali filled his days by speaking on campuses, and it was known that Ali opposed the Vietnam War because it was not in accordance with his conscience and religious desires. As the public's attitude turned against the war, support for Ali grew. In 1970, the judge ruled in favor of Ali and asked the New York State Athletic Commission to return the license to Ali. Until the following year, the United States Supreme Court overturned his sentence by unanimous decision. As a result of this incident, Ali has lost the golden period of his career for 43 months because he did not compete. Ali returned to the ring in 1970 and defeated Jerry Quarry. Then Ali managed to beat Oscar Bonavena and become the #1 heavyweight contender, while Joe Frazier was the defending champion. Then they met in New York on March 8, 1971, with the biggest contract in sports history at that time. They each earned $2.5 million United States dollars. It was the undefeated champion versus undefeated champion fighting for the heavyweight title like never before in the world of boxing. The bout was billed as the fight of the century, but Ali lost the bout, and the judges gave the decision to Frazier. It was Ali's first loss of his professional career after his 31 wins. After this fight, Ali recovered with 10 wins in a row until Ken Norton, a young man who was not well known, managed to break Ali's jaw in the second round, but Ali managed to defeat Norton in the rematch. 3 years after Fight of the Century, Ali managed to avenge his loss to Joe Frazier, although Ali did not win the title from their second fight. That's because the title previously held by Joe Frazier was taken by George Foreman. Ali, who really wanted to win the title, had to face George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle fight. Ali managed to defeat Foreman in the 8th round, using the rope-a-dope strategy. Ali successfully defended his title in the next 10 fights, including a trilogy duel with Joe Frazier entitled Thrilla in Manila, when Frazier was unable to continue fighting in the final round. After the fight, Ali's way of speaking was different, and something was not right. Leon Spinks, a boxer who only has 7 wins, managed to win a fight against Ali in 1978, and managed to win the heavyweight championship belt. But 7 months later, Ali managed to regain the belt for the 3rd time, and became the first person to do so. In 1980, Ali returned to fight against Larry Holmes, having previously retired in 1979. Ali lost the match. Then Ali, who was 40 years old and known to have Parkinson's, was defeated by 20-year-old boxer Trevor Berbick. So guys, those were Muhammad Ali's famous fights during the golden years of his career. Don't forget to write your comments below and like the video if it's useful. Thanks for watching, and see you in another video.